Hi, hello everyone. So I know I mentioned before in a video that I would do something talking a little bit about what I eat in a day or like my diet, since I am training for a half marathon, which is actually in a little less than 2 weeks by this point. Super nervous, but super excited. So the thing is, my day-to-day is pretty similar, so I felt like a full week of what I eat would be pretty repetitive and kind of boring. So I just decided to do a what I eat in a day, but I do really want to emphasize that I don't eat exactly the same every single day. A lot of times I will eat more or less depending on how I'm feeling, my mood. And I also want to emphasize that I don't pick the foods that I'm eating just for the sole purpose of this half marathon. I have done a little bit of research on what types of foods are pretty helpful if you are running and working out a lot, and what foods will help fuel your runs. But by no means is the food that I eat solely meant to be for this half marathon. A lot of times I just eat to feel happy, and that's just something I really want to point out. On top of that, everyone's relationship with food is completely different, so I'd really appreciate it if you just took this as just an idea of what I eat like. Please don't consider it me giving advice in any way, or I wouldn't necessarily copy what I'm eating either. I think this is just for entertainment purposes. I usually wake up around 6 a.m. and I'll make my way over to my kitchen to drink some water. I actually used to be pretty bad at staying hydrated, but I've gotten a lot better, and it's super important, especially since I sweat so much during my runs and workouts. For breakfast, I almost always have overnight oats, which I make the night before, and I'll insert a clip of me making it later this day. I only use the scale to weigh out half a cup of oats, and then all the other ingredients, I just eyeball it. I add a bunch of mixed nuts, seeds, raisins, dried cranberries. Then I pour in almond milk and add a happy spoonful of peanut butter. I don't think I'll ever get tired of this breakfast. It's super filling, and I think peanut butter just makes everything taste good. I will typically top off my overnight oats with half a banana, as you can see I'm doing here, and then I just dig in. So a giant snowstorm hit New York City earlier this week, but I had run in the snow before, and this was no different. It's currently 7:17. I'm about to go on this run. I have no idea what the streets are going to be like. But to quote Thanos, you can dread it, you can run from it, but destiny arrives all the same. So this is my fruit collection. I really like a variety of fruits. So you can see I have bananas, apples, and clementines. This day I decided to go for an apple, which is my typical go-to post-run snack. Alright, so that was the run. I only did 3.12 miles because, not gonna lie, I was gassed. I was breathing really heavy. I didn't really know what I was expecting to run. I think I was just planning to run. Did I wipe out? No. Did I look pretty stupid climbing over snow piles? Probably. Once again, pretty fun compared to the last time I went running in the snow. It's not a very comfortable sensation because my feet were pretty much soaked the entire time. But I was safe. I didn't fully wipe out, and I feel like that's a win. Fun fact about me is that my go-to order at coffee shops is a chai latte, and I can't really make them in my apartment, so these are just some spiced chai packets from Trader Joe's that you can just add water and milk to. My morning classes ended at 12:15, and by this point I was pretty hungry, so I was really eager to start making lunch. Today I toasted an everything bagel. I always have avocado for lunch. Call me basic, but I love avocados and I almost always have avocados in my pantry. I like to mash my avocado in the shell. I've seen people do it in bowls or on their bread or bagel, but I am so lazy and I find this super convenient. On the other half of my bagel, I will spread some vegan cream cheese and then place a couple tofurkey deli slices in the middle. Then I will assemble my bagel and very poorly cut it, probably causing most of the avocado to get squeezed out of the entire thing. And then on the side, I have some multigrain crackers and these really cute chocolate cat cookies because I'm secretly a 5-year-old. No joke, if it's not these, I will literally eat animal crackers. And then on the side, I'll also have some carrots and horseradish hummus, which is amazing if you haven't tried it yet. All of this is pretty much from Trader Joe's. It's like my go-to shopping place. All of my classes finally ended at around 3:15, and I pretty much get hungry like fairly often throughout the day if you haven't noticed. So I made my way over to the fridge and had a very large bowl of green grapes, as well as the other half of my banana from the morning. So after I did my epic workout today, I started cooking dinner. I like to meal prep every 3 days, so today happened to be one of my cooking days. Here I'm cutting up a sweet potato into cubes and then adding it to a pan with oil. And then while that is cooking, I measured out some quinoa and poured that into a pot with veggie broth to cook. Then I chopped up some cherry tomatoes and some tempeh. As always, pretty much all these ingredients are from Trader Joe's. I'm also sauteing some kale. This is actually only half of the bag, and I ended up cooking the whole bag because it boiled down so much. And as you can see here, my sweet potatoes got super nice and brown, and my quinoa was perfect this day. Fluffing it with a fork is my favorite part. Afterwards, I just start to combine all the kale, quinoa, and sweet potato in a giant bowl. Then, once the tomatoes and tempeh are cooked, I will add it on top and then portion out the food into glass containers. So here are my dinners for the next 3 days. They were super pretty and very colorful. And this is the amount that I ate in a day. It was a pretty large amount. This bowl is huge compared to my hand, as you can see, and I was very full afterwards. Of course, not too full for dessert, which were these Thai tea mochi ice cream balls from, once again, Trader Joe's. And then later that night, as I was working, I decided to have about 2 cups of some more crackers. Alright, so that was everything I ate on this day. As I said before, every day is different in terms of portion size or the types of foods I'm eating. Sometimes I want more chips and crackers, and other days I want more fruit. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know if you have any suggestions for things you want to see in the future.